Hi, there are two reasons why Elon got interested in sci-fi literature, how that impacts his world and his vision. So, how did Elon get interested in sci-fi in the first place? Walter Isaacson, in his book on Elon, talks about Elon growing up. He says during the teenage years, Elon went through a form of an existential crisis. He says, I began trying to figure out what the meaning of the universe and life was, and I got real depressed about it. Like maybe life may have no meaning. So this is Elon talking about himself as a teenager, that his life didn't feel very meaningful. He was feeling depressed. And at that point, he came across Isaac Asimov's books in a school library, the Foundation series, the Robot series, and that gave Elon a sense of purpose, a sense of a future vision, a future goal to strive for. Walter Isaacson says Elon found his own sense of salvation in these sci-fi books. When he created SpaceX, he said the Foundation series and the Zeroth Law are fundamental to the creation of SpaceX. So that teenage existential crisis, which resulted in his love for sci-fi, ultimately formed or informed his vision for creating SpaceX. Foundation series is a novel series by Isaac Asimov. I made another video about it. I will link here. It's about saving civilization during a time of crisis. The Zeroth Law is more about AI and robots, where the idea is that you need to program AI in a way where the first law is AI should know not to harm humanity. So here you can get a sense of why Elon cares about AI being safe. So again, these are all ideas that came from sci-fi that have deeply informed Elon Musk and helped him to create these grand visions of saving humanity by creating a colony in Mars so that if catastrophe happens on Earth, humanity will be safe. So where does Elon get this sense of this desire to save humanity? In the book, Walter Isaacson talks about how when Elon was a kid, he was often bullied, and he would retreat away from these kids that were bullying him to go and read these superhero comic books of people using their strengths and the gifts that they have to help and save humanity. And so Walter Isaacson says this also became central to his identity of seeing himself as somebody who would be a superhero, who would save humanity. That is a space that he would find his sense of meaning. Joseph Campbell is a mythologist who wrote a book called A Hero with a Thousand Faces. He says a lot of the hero archetypes are ultimately structured around the Christ-like sense of hero, of somebody going through some suffering and through that suffering giving of themselves as a gift to the world, so to speak. In Elon's life, it was two forms of suffering. One was him suffering as a kid by being bullied, and he found comic books that helped him, gave him a sense of hope. And the other is as his teenage years, when he was going through this existential crisis, reading the sci-fi books gave him a sense of purpose for living into a future that he wanted to create and be a part of. But at the same time, as all of these influenced how he became this grand visionary, there is also a dark side to it. In the book, Walter Isaacson interviews Grimes, who is his ex-girlfriend. And she says sometimes Elon has this demon mode where, because he wants to achieve these grand and great vision for humanity, sometimes he can be very mean to individual people that help him achieve that bigger goal. It's the sense of you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. He would often berate and trample on the engineers that were working at SpaceX or Tesla in order to achieve this bigger goal. And he never sees a problem with that. And in that, he's not so much kind of a Christ figure. Jesus' vision is not about power. It is about care. It is about love. The sense of Christ figure that Jesus portrays in the scriptures comes from a place of care for the individual, and not so much creating this grand vision and not really caring for the individual. The picture that you have there is where he talks about how a good shepherd would leave 99 sheep and go after that one sheep that feels lost. So that gives a glimpse of that sense of the sense of Christ-like care that is important for the Christian vision of what it means to be a saint, which is different from how Elon would envision himself, which is more of a superhero that is about power. Anyways, so that's where, when we look at the life of Elon, we see how some of the formative experiences that he had. One as when he was bullied and finding his solace in superheroes comic books, and second during his own teenage years, going through his existential crisis and finding his hope and purpose in creating this future vision for humanity. So this is where Elon's love for sci-fi blossomed, and also how sci-fi informs his own vision and his own purpose in life. So that's all I have for today. If you like what I said, please hit like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos. Until I see you in another video, bye for now.